Assalamu alaikum friends, a new cooking episode that I'm 100% sure you've missed, and I've missed it myself. Today we're going to make shashlik. I think if my life could be described in one word, that word would be shashlik. Today I'll show you a Dagestani marinade that I learned in Dagestan when I was there. We're going to make lamb shashlik. Let's go. Before we start, take a look at how beautiful it is here. Everything is green all around. Just look at this beauty. It's a real pleasure to work in such conditions. There's a mountain river bubbling below, a tree blooming over there, and here we have a table where today we'll be making lamb shashlik. Today we have a hind leg here. It weighs 3.5 kilograms and we're going to cut it up now. We'll use my new knife made for me by my friend Kas Muhammad. We have a whole episode on the channel about how he made it, so if you're interested, check it out and you can order something similar from him. As you can see, our meat is very fatty, so we need to remove some of the fat and these membranes on top so that it's not only tasty but also looks good. We're going to remove all this top fat, otherwise it will be too fatty for us. It's also fatty inside, so we'll remove a little bit there too. We're deliberately removing it a bit roughly to leave a little bit of this fat. After all, this is lamb. It's supposed to be fatty. Here's already a whole chunk of fat. The meat forms a crust like this. When it hangs at the market, it gets weathered. Well, not just at the market. Once it comes into contact with air, it starts to weather. That's why we remove this crust. From there, probably, Muhammad, you won't be able to see how I'm removing the crust.
No need, Igor with the camera silently. I'm silent, then yes, Igor, exactly.
Yeah, I was starting to think you'd forgotten how to shoot small stuff. You haven't been invited to proper shoots in a long time. Just weddings, but something like this, out in nature, for the soul, yeah, for the stomach, where you don't get paid for filming, for the stomach. When was the last time you got paid just with food? When was that? When was the last time that happened? Today, you and I have to finish this leg together.
Wow, that's really, well, a problem, but we'll manage.
I purposely didn't have breakfast today to work up an appetite.
I didn't even have dinner yesterday for this. Yeah.
It's a bit of a meticulous job, but it's worth taking the time because when we try to chew this piece, all of that will get in the way, get stuck in our teeth, and some parts will be tough. So, you see how much unnecessary stuff I've already removed from this meat? It'll come back to haunt us when we eat it. Look how many membranes are still here. Now we'll cut it up and remove them separately. Let me set this aside for now. We're cutting along the joints, no need for an axe or anything like that. There, that's one. One. Well, see the meat, these muscles, the muscle fibers, each muscle goes separately. You just cut along it, no need to make anything up, and that's it. It'll come off the bone neatly. Here's one muscle, the second and the third in the back. You'll have 3 pieces total. 3 pieces of meat. Here we separate this muscle. See, it goes straight. I'm not even cutting anything here. I'm just detaching this membrane, that's all. And here there's this kind of lymph node right in this white pouch. You can feel it here. This is the lymph node. We always remove it because it smells bad. When you're preparing meat, right here, it's located inside. You need it to be sharp enough to cut through this bone. That's it, bones out. We put it here as well. And now what's left are two muscles. We just help them separate from each other. Here are three muscles, the whole leg. From this, we'll also remove the tenderloin from the back now. That's it. See, the bone is left. We'll use it for Sherpa next time. Nothing goes to waste.
But what about feeding the poor animals?
I think I've fed them enough. Look, see this part, this thin piece of meat, we're going to use it too. We'll remove the membrane from it. Just like this. And we'll get very tender meat. If you don't remove it from this piece, it won't work. Like this, it comes off very easily. From one piece, we've removed this many unnecessary parts. We'll roll it up from both sides. And we'll put it on the skewer. Let's start cutting small pieces so they cook quickly and stay juicy. About this size. 1, 2. You understand, right? That all this naming, Dagestani marinade, Chechen marinade, it's all nonsense. You get that, right? The marinade doesn't really matter at all. The main thing is to have good quality meat. If the meat is good, you can just salt and pepper it, and you'll have the most delicious barbecue. But sometimes we make marinades just to add some variety, because eating the same thing all the time gets boring, and you keep trying to come up with something new. This marinade was shown to me in Dagestan by a friend of mine. And I really like the shashlik. Of course, it was delicious, not because of this marinade, but because it was made really well. But now we'll show you this interesting recipe. Here we also have two muscles joined together, so we cut them like this. And we just make a portion. We'll remove this so it doesn't hang down. It's best to remove this thin tendon as well, because during frying it will shrink and can also make this piece tough. It's better if we trim it a little. It's okay if there's a little bit of meat left on it. We can't remove it perfectly. To be continued. It's actually interesting. Sometimes when you go somewhere new, especially in the Caucasus, they treat you to shashlik. Everyone always has their own special recipe for making it, and when you get home, you want to try it too. It's like a culinary exchange. You show them something, they show you something, and that's how cooking evolves. You see something from someone, add it to your own and change it up a bit. This way, you get a huge variety of everything. dishes, recipes, and different ways to prepare the same ingredient. So if you see someone doing something differently than you, don't rush to criticize them. It's better to observe, maybe learn something new. Everyone thinks that what they're doing is great. If you don't think so, there's no need to shout about it right away. You can use this philosophy not only in cooking. It got me thinking. In general, I think life will be easier and more interesting with this approach. Not criticizing others, but instead developing yourself and learning. Now we'll also take the meat off this drumstick. So these flies swarmed in? Where did you come from? I make shashlik very often. And you won't believe it, in my whole life I've used the same recipe maybe 5 times at most. I always try to do it differently, in a new way. I rarely make the same thing. When someone has already tried something I've made and asks me to make exactly that, then I repeat myself. Here is Mokamad. The witness won't let me lie. I've brought him to barbecue so many times, but every time he tries something new, and every time he says it's very tasty. Ha ha ha! We've chopped everything, now let's quickly marinate it. By the way, we only got a little meat from that one leg, apparently about 1.5 kilos. It was mostly bones. Let's do it. Let's put this away. Let's give this to the animals, let them eat it.
Bravo. Make it simpler. Put on a face.
Haha, fine, take it. Let's peel the onion. We'll need onion, meat without onion. How could I live without hiking, haha? By the way, friends, if you're watching me for the first time, our main activity is traveling around Chechnya. Sometimes we go to other regions as well, but mostly it's around Chechnya. We're now starting a new season of our mountain adventures, going on hikes and tours with our tourists. So, if you're interested in seeing a Chechnya that no one else will show you, we have very exclusive routes, which I developed myself with my friends who went on these hikes with me. On Instagram, it's Besta Travel. On Vkontakte, Besta Travel. On Telegram and on WhatsApp, the number will be in the description. Check it out. Get familiar with our routes and schedule. Very interesting. The people who come back from these adventures, almost everyone says it was the best day of their life, and I completely understand them. When I first visited these places, it was also the best day of my life. And so, every time you have the best day of your life, more and more, and if you have a lot of such days, that's just awesome. That's what life is all about.
Es
We squeeze it a little like this, so the juice starts coming out of it. So it coats the meat.
subtitles.
Alright, we've added the onions now. So why did you all gather here? Secrets? Take some garlic. Just a little, half is enough for us. Of the bulb. That will be enough for us. Now just chop it up finely into tiny pieces. You can also grate it, but I didn't bring a grater, so I'll chop it.
Yes.
Okay, we take salt. That's enough black pepper. You can add more pepper. Lamb loves pepper. A little coriander. It's very aromatic, so we add just a little, and smoked paprika. And now the most important thing, plain water. You can use mineral water. We add 1 glass of water. You see, the water is sitting here. We haven't mixed it yet. Now we'll mix it, and it will almost disappear. It will immediately be absorbed into the meat. To be continued. It already smells so good. It smells like barbecue, you see. There's no water left. Well, there's a little bit at the bottom, but it'll get absorbed soon too. All the meat will absorb all the water, and we'll get a very, very juicy shashlik. The onion is so tasty. We'll leave this to marinate. In our case, we'll wait a couple of hours, but you can even leave it overnight. Because there is no acid in this mixture, it won't break down the meat fibers. The longer it sits, the better. Let's leave this for now, and go for a little walk here to enjoy the nature.
Just listen to this sound.
Let's marinate some onions for our shashlik. Everyone does it differently. I always use lemon juice. I never add vinegar because sure, it can taste good with vinegar, but it completely overpowers any other flavor. It's like you're just drinking vinegar, no matter where you add it. That's why we use lemon juice here. There are 3 large onions here. We'll add a little, about half. We'll squeeze juice from this half. Not too much, otherwise it'll taste too much like lemon juice. A little bit of salt. Just a pinch. Black pepper, just a little, just for the aroma. And there's an interesting spice called sumac. I got to know it when I lived in Turkey. They actually add it to many dishes. It gives many salads an interesting aroma. We'll add it here to the onions. It'll be really tasty. Try making onions too. I meant to today, but forgot. Buy a small fresh beetroot and grate it, not on the fine side, but into thin strips, so you get small, thin sticks. Prepare the fresh beetroot like that, add it here, and you'll end up with a completely new dish for yourself. Alright, the onions are ready. But the meat isn't ready yet. It's only been 10 minutes, and I really want it. When our coals have just heated up or the firewood has just burned down, you can't put the meat on right away because the heat is too strong and it will just burn on the outside while staying raw inside. You need to wait until they, as the saying goes, turn gray, get covered with a thin layer of ash, and the temperature becomes moderate. If you can hold your hand over it for about 10 seconds, then it's time to put the meat on. Right now I can't even hold it there for a second. Well, you all know this, of course. I'm just reminding you. Our meat is already marinated, and now we're going to put it on skewers. I'll show you one life hack before we put it on the skewers. We'll get sunflower oil. We'll mix it all well with the oil so that each piece is coated. This way, we'll get a beautiful golden crust and the meat won't burn too much. How much I love it. All of this, everything related to cooking outdoors in our family, which by the way is actually a bit of a shame. I'm the only one who is into this nonsense. And when we all get together somewhere, it's up to me to take care of this. It's not that I have to. They ask me to gather everyone and cook something like some shashlik or something like that. It's a pity that I'm the only one who it was passed on. I don't know from whom, but I'm the only one who suffers from this. Shashlik is not just food, it's a whole philosophy that brings people together. Friends, family. It doesn't matter, colleagues, you just find a reason to get together. So, shashlik is a reason, let's go, let's grill some shashlik, and everyone is like, yeah, let's go, we're going for shashlik.
There are some people who just eat the shashlik and already want to go home.
I'm like that.
I don't forget people like that.
I've heard about them, but I haven't met any yet.
I have a lot of acquaintances like that.
That means you need to find some new acquaintances.
That's why I'm here with you right now.
After all, like I said, it's not really about the food, this whole barbecue thing. It's just super fatty meat. It's gonna be so tasty. The fat will melt over the fire with that smoky aroma. I'm telling you, it already tastes good. Oh, by the way, I haven't told you the most important thing about our travel activities. We have two directions, hikes and tours. Hikes, naturally we spend the whole day walking somewhere with backpacks, and on tours we travel by car to different locations. And at the end we have a big picnic where I cook various delicious dishes. Shashlik, steaks, Uzbek pilaf. Depending on the route and how much time we have left. So friends, sign up. Subtitles. 12 to 15 minutes depending on the size of your pieces. The main thing is to flip them more often. While the meat is frying. Now we'll prepare the side dish. We'll also cook it on the grill. This is fresh green asparagus. We'll drizzle it with sunflower oil. We'll add a little bit of dried garlic for the aroma. We'll mix it all like this and just grill it on the rack like this.
Your verdict.
I feel that it's cooked. Let's take this beauty off. Just like that, nothing burned, perfect. Let's do this now. Look, come on, we haven't checked anything yet. Let's cut a piece. Look how perfectly it's cooked. It's not dry. See how much juice is running out of it? Sometimes my modesty gets in my way. To admit the fact that this tastes better than when it was shown to me, it's just unreal. Friends, honestly, it's been a while since I made shashlik this delicious. I don't know how to lie. All my acquaintances will confirm that. Salad? I forgot about that salad. Asparagus. I can't figure out which one tastes better. What's going on? Ah! Let's ask the opinion of our chamber expert.
Just using this barbaric method.
Come on, come on. What do you say?
The meat just melts in your mouth. Oh yeah. Yeah, just like that. Bro, no offense, but this is the best shashlik you've ever made. Not those steaks or pilaf. None of that even comes close. I don't even know. Nothing compares to this shashlik. Nothing remained of what you made.
He, this, I did well, this, yes, Allahu alaikum. Uh-huh. The eyes don't lie. Try the asparagus.
I would add a little salt, of course.
Alright, let's turn off the camera.
But it's cool, yeah. We've got fiber, we've got bread, we've got meat.
Yeah. The shashlik was fantastic.
Most importantly, we're in a good mood.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Hey, Chindushekuai, that's a little... There are no words to describe all the excitement. So I was saying that I don't repeat marinades. I'll keep repeating this until I get tired of it. The main thing, friends, is don't forget that it's important to cook it properly, not to overdo it, so your meat doesn't burn. So that there's moderate heat and we turn it over often. You see, there isn't a single piece here that's burnt.
Beshta, you've reached the pinnacle in this craft.
So nice. Ha 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 ha. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know with likes and comments. Share this video with your barbecue friends, and I'll see you in the next episode.